Welcome back, people, and today we're breaking a film on Patrick McMorris, Miami Dolphins safety, and I believe he's a prime breakout candidate in 2025 for the Dolphins. I think, a guy that hasn't really seen any regular season playing time, only a handful of snaps, had a really good preseason last year, but just some injuries held him back. I think he's like the perfect candidate to break out this season. Just one opportunity is such a big thing, and the defensive backs coach talked about him the other day, of him being a guy that has a chance to start in that room. And you look at the guys in that room, I think he's a guy that's going to see opportunity at some point in the season, even if it's not right away. I think, he has some, I think the coaches love him. I think he's a very smart player with some versatility to his game. Maybe not the most explosive athlete, but he's very disciplined and does his job. So I feel like once he gets that chance, he's not going to look back and he's going to kind of take over one of those starting roles, just looking at, what's out there. Very physical guy, loves to be involved, makes a ton of tackles. Really enjoyed his preseason film last year. Can do some of the disguise safety stuff and just split field safety look here. Playing in a quarters look, and they're matching up. So as you at the bottom of the screen or at the top of the screen, they are playing. He's matched up. This corner's matched up, and they're in a 3-by-1 set. So McMorris is not helping here. He's actually looking to find number 3 on the backside. He's basically playing a tricks poach type situation, kind of reading through, not gaining a ton of depth, not really expected to be threatened super far down the field in a second and long situation. Kind of looking to play the sticks. Starts to sit on this route, find the new number 3, 81 over the middle of the field. Keeps himself, doesn't, do anything too crazy, allows him the route to work over to him, and is there to make a play at the catch point through it. That's what you kind of want to see in these, the NFL, how it's evolved, the modern day NFL. It's a lot of, split field looks, playing cover 2, cover 4, quarters, cover 6, cover 8, whatever it is. McMorris, I think, can play that stuff down the field. I think he's not going to be a middle of the field, close, free safety type where he's playing single high, doesn't have that type of range. But he can definitely do this stuff, which I think is important. You can see from the back angle, just ready to make a play. He's a very smart, aware, intelligent player. And also just coming downhill. This is almost seeing you run the alley from a split field safety look. When you can play from split safety look and get downhill and make a tackle behind the line of scrimmage on a screen, that's super good. I mean, great work by Bonner here to help it out. But I think McMorris, while he's not the most explosive athlete, he's got good short area burst, and his play speed I think is better than his timed speed because of how quickly he will recognize plays, and he takes good angles, strong tackler. He does a really good job coming to balance. That's a big part of people's game, is you fly down, and then once he does that, come to balance with a few yards of separation there, and then break down and make that tackle, finish strong through them. And I know this is preseason, so everything has to be taken with a little bit of grain of salt. But at the end of the day, your recognition skills versus screen, it doesn't really matter what the opponent is in those situations. You're gonna recognize it to the same level if it's still the exact same play call. Maybe it'll be a tougher time tackling the guy out in space, but the recognition skills are gonna be good regardless. Same thing here versus the run. Playing from 10 yards off the ball, playing with a deeper alignment, and getting downhill to be involved in the run game, basically at the line of scrimmage, a yard down the field. I love that part of his game. His trigger to close space. This is something the Dolphins just didn't have at safety last year. And look at him work through the trash, on the backside of this run. He's kind of just feeling the flow of this play. He's starting to fly down hill, and he can just kind of feel the flow, what's going to happen. He's anticipating the running back to kind of bounce this to the outside just based on how this is being blocked up, where his teammates are positioned, and he just, boom, matches it the whole time, and he gets a strong physical tackle. Love that work from McMorris. That's probably my favorite part of his game, is him coming downhill to be involved as a tackler. And if he does that alone, that would just be an upgrade over what you were having at safety last year, because your safety was just struggling to tackle and in the open field, and also just near the line of scrimmage making plays from the run, whether they're in the box or deep. That was something that wasn't really happening, and it's not the coverage ability from the other guys were making up for their lack of ability as tacklers. Love this play from McMorris. This is his first preseason snap. He actually, so the safety, this is a few plays into the first preseason game last year. I believe the other safety had to come out for like a play or two because of like some kind of little minor injury. So McMorris gets thrust into this play late. He's not even ready. He has no chance to like key his reads. He literally is about to get set and the ball is snapped. He instantly identifies the play. Look at this, man. Runs onto the field late, instantly identifies the pulling offensive lineman, and then look at the closing burst just to get downhill and help slow this down. He doesn't technically get, any statistical stuff there because he doesn't make the tackle itself, but he's the one who really slows down this play. And like just the initial part of him running onto the field late, instantly recognizing, and then closing ground fast. Look at him close ground compared to everyone else here. Like to get into the backfield, he doesn't allow, like by him closing ground that fast. 79, the pulling left tackle, has no chance to get like a clean body on him, and he does an absolutely phenomenal job running that alley. That's such a fun part of McMorris's game, and he also make an impact versus the run down in the box. Here he is coming off the edge, and he's kind of just working off Grayson Murphy here. I believe that's Murphy, who's kind of setting the edge. And once he sees Murphy set the edge, because he's kind of going to fly, he recognizes run, and now starts to, break it down, sees that his guy's setting the edge. He's going to scrape to the inside here over the top, help make that tackle on the running back, and he finishes through constant. Like, he's got really good, like, grip strength to finish through guys. Like, he's a pretty solid size safety. Like, he's not, he's not small, not undersized. He's not super big either, but I think, a solid, like, his athletic and physical profile, I think, is solid enough. It's nothing that's going to, break the bank there, but I think at safety, you don't need to have, like, a crazy athletic and physical profile. I mean, it's a lot. I feel like safety plays just a lot about being a, good communicator, being a smart, disciplined player, doing your job in a lot of situations. That goes just, like, a long way. And, being a consistent tackler, which I think that's one of McMorris's biggest strength. He is on the back end, another split field safety look. He's to the 3 receiver side, kind of reading 3-2. 3 goes up and threatens him vertically. He's going to match this up. Just right away, if 3's up on him, he's going to match it. Go to the top, maybe a little bit late out of the transition there, but makes a nice late adjustment. Like, he looks comfortable in his pedal, able to recover and get back into position. Ball's kind of underthrown. He's able to make that adjustment and then boom, knife through, knock that ball out. Being pretty solid at the catch point to knock that one out. Very good work from McMorris down the field. It's nice to see the coverage reps because those are, I think, were kind of the bigger question marks coming into him out of college at Cal. But he looked comfortable in the preseason, which shows you belong at least. Like, I think as a rosterable player, and I think he can take another step. I think the coaches really like him. I think all the signs are kind of pointing to that, and he's in a position group where, like, he has a chance to actually see some legitimate playing time. Here's McMorris flying downhill, taking on a block from receiver, extend those arms, able to stack, shed, get off that, and then help make the tackle on the running back. Running back gains, 5 yards on the play. But when you're aligned from where he was pre-snap off the ball and you have to take on a receiver block, like, that's totally an acceptable play. Just constantly getting downhill to be involved. That's my favorite part of his game. Honestly, I actually think, like, looking at the safety room right now, I don't know. I would guess McMorris wouldn't start the year. Like, he's going to have a really good camp to start the year. But I think Melifonwu and McMorris would actually probably be the best safety duo you would have. Now, Melifonwu he hasn't ever played a full season, so he'll probably suffer an injury at some point. But McMorris, I think, Davis is better served his depth, even though he'll probably start at some point in the year, might start right away. I think Elijah Campbell's kind of a sleeper option, honestly. He might be the best of the group. Just like, and he has a lot of experience, and he's a good special teams player. He'll I think be an underrated player. At least he's always kind of been underrated. And then you have like McMorris and Trader, who are the young guys that I think I would love to see some playing time. There might be a little bit of growing pains there, but I think you might have something there at least to get like a solid potential starter. Which for like 6th and 5th round picks, that's pretty dang good, especially when you compare it to what you have. I love seeing this. So you didn't get to see a ton of this in preseason, but this is something the Dolphins did a ton in the regular season. Is pre to post snap coverage rotation. So the Dolphins in this look are showing more of a cover 3, maybe cover 1, but more of a cover 3 look just based on alignment, how this corner's position. You got the middle of the field safety close. McMorris is rotated down in the box. But look how they end up rotating this. Nick Needham, who's the nickel. Actually, they do this a lot where Needham, who's the nickel, which was usually Kohu, would rotate to deep half coverage. The middle of the field safety would rotate to there, and then McMorris goes and plays as like the Tampa 2 Mike from the strong safety spot. So in this play, he doesn't really, do too much, but I like to see that he's able to get to a spot from a coverage rotation. He actually would have, if this ball was going to this area over the middle of the field, he would have been in a position to potentially make a play. They check it down. But I just like to see him being able to do those types of things. I think that's very important to the Weaver defense. He loves to do the coverage rotational stuff. And I expect to see if he does play, get involved a lot. Like you heard Weaver's tweet or his speech in the tweet where he talked about having requisite girth up front to stop the run so you can keep your linebackers clean. I think that would help McMorris where he can be clean to come up and make some plays, clean up as a safety because I think kind of run defense wise, I think McMorris and even like Trader, the rookie from Maryland, and McMorris going to his second season, they're kind of the safeties on your roster that are most willing to get involved versus the run, whether they're in the box or playing from deeper alignments. That's kind of what they have been known for. It's not really Melifondu's game. He's more of like a match. Even has like corner type abilities. Ashton Davis is not really that type of player either. He can do it a little bit. Campbell is one that will do it. He's even had experience playing as like a dime linebacker. But yeah, those are the kind of guys that like probably should see some playing time. I think McMorris will be a breakout candidate at some point in the season. Maybe not right away. But I think once he gets a chance, he will be one of the guys you want starting at safety. So if you guys should do that, comment and subscribe. Next time.